Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. It's just a quick pop-up one showing off some of these AB 18mm Prussians from the 1806 campaign. These are for my own collection. I always have collections and I end up selling a lot to obviously pay bills, but I promise myself if I can keep them I will. Obviously they're going to be a fairly large army over time. But saying that, I'll probably be doing all the different sections, as in, say sections, I mean as in French and some obviously Saxons and that as well. But I really do like these Prussians. There'll be no hard and fast particular rules to them. I will do them as, you know, as long as I, you know, how many Prussian units I want. Musketeers, you know, obviously the Fusiliers, oh, head's a bit mashed, Fusiliers, whatever, you know, get it, Grenadier battalions, all that stuff. So I say 24th Regiment these are. They should have a little white lace, I've got nothing to point with, where the turn back tails meet up near the belt there. There should be a couple of white little lace bits like you get on the arms of these guys. However, I just took a command decision to try and get them in with all this other white here. It just looked a mess. It'll almost look like I've just, you know, flicked them with a paintbrush by mistake. So apologise if you hear the panting and the clip and clopping. That's Archie pootling around. As I say, the bayonets, it's my first time ever trying to snip off bayonets and make my own metal ones and solder them on. And some have gone on better than others. They are probably too long, or they are too long. Like the sergeant's spittoon here, I have found another bit of metal that rather than just use the offcuts as I was using for that's come off the paper clip that makes these things, it's that one, it's not straight across anyway, it tends to dip down and go up very slightly, probably a bit taller as well, and try and minimise the amount of solder next time. But as I said to you guys, the problem I've got is when you come to even lightly file the solder, because it's so small it'll often detach. I mean it's on solid but not enough to put a diamond file across it sometimes. So you know, all that's detracting a bit from the paintwork, and that's not being big-headed. I'm just, you know, obviously all people are going to look at as a bayonets are either giant or they're, you know, they're a bit too chunky. And see, that one isn't too bad, probably one of the later ones where I was getting a hang of the solder. Got the right type of solder this time. The first lot I didn't have the right solder, I don't think. Thanks to Joachim and Shamey and Jeff for talking me through that. That was very handy. Thank you very much, guys. Again, you see that's too tall, really, isn't it? That probably has to come down, you know, about a third off the top. But we live and learn. I haven't got any more infantry at the moment. I've got to do after this. I've got one unit of cavalry, and then in January I'll order probably a couple of regiments of foot and maybe a gun battery just to mix it up. I don't know yet, but it'll definitely be obviously foot regiments. Probably 2 musketeer regiments rather than doing anything else. So I might do a musketeer and some other foot regiment. See, that's probably about the right size, but you see it's one of the earlier types. It's all chunky and the heat's twisted. I dare not move that too much because I could end up knackering the solder. That was done with just solder that I happen to have and flux I happen to have. And that's one of the slightly better ones. As I say, the second batch seemed to go a lot better than the first. There are some photographs at the end, hopefully if they upload. So they've changed, they've done some update on the bloody Microsoft on the computer, stuffed my emails up, and I've had to go back to the old email server, and they thank you, Arch. They've I don't know how to resize my photographs. I'm no good at it. Before it was fine, but again everything's got to be outsourced to an app now. I mean, the app, they've put me on their Click Chimp or Champ or something. Click, yes, what a Clip, not Click, and it's taken me where it used to take me like 20 minutes or half an hour to upload a 20-minute video. It's now taking 2.5 hours. It's just a joke. All probably just to try and scam more money out of us, probably. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm whinging. And I've just noticed that, I mean, YouTube are now stuffing loads of adverts on the, you know, when they recommend videos to us. Now that's literally on every row there's a blooming advert. You just think, when's enough in money? The answer never, is it? Oh well, stop whinging, Gav. We go on. So yeah, very nice. Anything problems with them, Gav? No. All of my own making with bayonets and that. You don't have to take the bayonets off. I had probably about 4, which is the problem with these. They're long and thin and they break off really easy. And I had about 3 missing bayonets on these. So you've got to do something. You can just get them out of the packet if you can find them and try and super glue them on, but it's never particularly great. You know, you end up with a big gob of glue. Yes, that's not where's a really particular bad one. Yes, it's not. I understand. Yes, does that look any better? Probably not. One on the left, but that's just a case of practice. You know, soldering the bayonets is just a case of practice and getting the right length and all the rest of it. I understand that. I have actually filed them. They're not just like a round paper clip with a dot with a point on the end. They have been. They just don't particularly show up well, especially once I put paint on them. But yeah, there was no. I can't think of any massive. A couple, I believe, might have had one of those horrible spalling balls. You know, that's like a little tiny ball, and you've always got to watch out for those on some of these ABs. But this particular batch, I think I had 2 with them on. Because that's always a bummer, because you don't notice. You prime them all up and you still can't see it merged in with the grey primer, and then you start getting in with the paint, and then you suddenly realise there's a blooming sphere attached to. In this case, if you are doing these figures, just check out around the backpack here and the shoulder. That's where it's been. But apart from that, they've been really nice. No troubles. You know, no holes in them or extra flash or chunks or anything. Quick file on the base of the figure, you know, just to get them to stick down. So yeah, that's that. As I say, I've got tried doing my own. I'm not particularly impressed with my sword on that one. I tried to put a bit of a curve on that. That's just super glued in because I drill them out so they sit firmly, whereas there's nowhere for these to go really, the bayonets. You really have to just solder them on the side of the musket. Like this officer here, yeah, I am going to darken these. I've just got 1 or 2 officers with great coats. Some of them I actually bought extra officers from different German states and Austrians and that, just to mix up. So I can't remember if this is one for that or not. He's got his giant. I've really got to make these plumes smaller. I mean, he's going around with a kebab on his head, but I'm not taking it off. They're my figures. So yeah, I've got to definitely darken these highlights down. That's way too light really for a Prussian blue, but that won't be hard to do. I'll say I'm just playing around with colours. This whole unit's been an experiment. I don't think there's anything else really to show you. So they're all in the. I'm going for the beigey grey type of. Well, it's not beige. I'll use a concrete grey for that. But yeah, I've been enjoying working on them. So the 24th has got the lace on the arms there, just above, a couple of silver buttons, or white metal buttons for the rank and file, and then they go up in groups with the piping on the front there. But I don't bother. Once I just put the couple in at the base, because obviously because they've got a white surround and it's got red in. Oh, I'm sorry about the clip clop of Arch. He's really playing about tonight. Yeah, it's got like the zigzag red in it. Well, you can't really do that without making it really large, so I just put a few red dots in just to show red and white. But if you start adding too much of these lace, it tends to merge in with everything else. It starts looking a bit messy. Apart from that, yeah, as I say, I've really enjoyed it. So watch out for the axe, and the axe, they seem to have turned around sometimes as well, because there's at least one figure where the leather of the axe, where the metal's obviously head of the axe is in that leather case, it's actually reversed and it's up here, and the actual shaft is just pointing down. So there is one figure of that which I nearly stuffed up because I was trying to work out what it was, and I think it's just the axe that's been turned around. None of them have got any drinking canteens, which I was surprised at. I thought there might have been a drinking canteen put in as well, but they obviously thought that was enough on the figure. But yeah, lovely figures. Very impressed with them. You could do some. What I might be doing later on is taking some heads off. Taking the odd bicorn off maybe, and come on, focus. Take the odd bicorn off and put a bare head. But I'll be doing those. The next unit I get, I'll do another probably marching pose, but they do a shooting pose as well. So I might make those, get a couple of casualties or whatever, and make something of that. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. This side of whatever I'm working on at the moment seems to be progressing fine. I'll talk louder with this pop of mine, backwards and forwards. But what have we got? Dengar, the Star Wars figure. I know he's not particularly popular, but I've been enjoying doing him. He's almost finished now. I was going to work on HMS Avenger tonight, but things have come along that I can't end up doing that now, so I'll just do a bit of painting on these little figures, I think. I've got the 150 scale Op Banner figure. He's all been pinned, and well, he hasn't been pinned, but that's going to happen next. By the way, I don't know many people will get that far into the videos to see this. I will do it on a separate one maybe. If you want to get your holes to mount to you put your pin in, say your arm, and you need it to go in the right place, get yourself a bit of putty, anything that will stick to the figure, blue tack even, and drill your hole in your arm, and then put your putty on here. Make sure you've got it obviously in the right place. Press your arm on to the torso, and you'll have a little blip in your putty, and that's obviously gone because it's gone into the hole in the arm. So when you take the arm away, you'll have this little blip of putty, and then just drill straight into the putty. And you can drill with a hand drill fine, a little pin vise, and then just remove your putty. There you go, Gav's top tip. So yeah, he's all been cleaned up as far as mould lines and stuff. So I've just got to work on the Susat or do something with it because I'm not 100% happy with it. So yeah, so there's that. Oh, the cup. I'll do. I probably will now leave it to Monday or Tuesday, but the Ford 29 Roadster's complete, so she'll have a reveal Monday or Tuesday, and I will probably have I will have an update probably on old Tom's builds. I'll be cracking on with that. Of his NASCAR. I'm going to start building that. So thanks for stopping by and taking a look. And the 28mm Cuirassier as well. They're almost ready to be stuck on the horses, and that means they won't be far away from a basing. Probably won't do any more of a show of those until they're based, but you never know. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. Hope all is well with you, and we'll catch each other soon on another vid.